What's up, guys? It's me, Alan. I'm back with another video, and I am back with my Elimination Chamber predictions. Now the way I'm going to do this video is I'm going to go through the normal matches first, and I'm going to try not to spend a lot of time on each one, before I get to the Elimination Chamber matches themselves, because I have a lot to talk about, with that women's one. Oh. I've got some bold predictions and maybe a hot take y'all might not be ready for, but we'll get to that. So, with all that being said, please make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future uploads, and also make sure to use code ANJJ for free shipping on orders of $20 or more at Circuit Beat Diecast, because, hey, NASCAR's back this week. Daytona 500, motherfuckers. Let's go. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's jump into this video. So we have 8 matches on this year's card, and 3 of them are women's matches in Saudi Arabia. Holy shit. So we will get to all that, and I'm going to start off with the match that was added last night, Rey Mysterio versus The Miz, in a singles match, mostly just a grudge match between the two, excuse me. Not much to say here. Interesting storyline, to say the least. I was pretty shocked when Miz decided to bring up the whole "isn't Dominic the son of Eddie" thing, which, if you know, you know. Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero, SummerSlam 05, all that stuff. I think in the end, though, it's going to be Rey Mysterio getting the win, maybe with a little help from Dominic, considering that's kind of been the thing that's been going on, where Miz and Rey kind of take shots at each other, kind of interfering with each other. So I think Dominic will do a little bit of that, and Rey will get the W. Then we get to Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss in a Falls Count Anywhere match. I'm just going to say Drew McIntyre wins, and please let this be the end of this feud, because we need something better for Drew. We really do. That's really all I'm going to say on it. Next up, Usos versus the Viking Raiders for the Smackdown Tag Team titles. Same thing. Not much to say. Usos retain because the Viking Raiders have not been pushed very well in this feud. And I just don't see the Usos dropping those tag titles anytime soon. As long as as long as they keep Roman the champion, the Usos are not dropping their titles at any point in time. The next match to look at, Ronda Rousey and Naomi versus Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. This is huge. This is one of 3 women's matches on the card, like I said before. This is a big match for Sonya because she's wrestling in Saudi Arabia, and of course, as we know, Sonya is, pro-LGBTQ. She's part of that community. She has come out, in regards to that community. And we know Saudi Arabia isn't all that nice when it comes to that stuff. So WWE, you better keep a good eye on her, just for her safety. That's all I'm going to say on that front. But I think this will be a pretty solid match. I think Charlotte might end up doing more than Sonya, to be honest. But Sonya will obviously, do her part. Naomi will take her shots in on her. But I think this is going to play up more to Ronda versus Charlotte at WrestleMania. And I think Ronda and Naomi will score the victory in this match. A pretty solid victory for both of them. Then we have Becky Lynch versus Lita for the Raw Women's title. A fucking dream match that a lot of people wanted to see. And I'm super excited for this. Unfortunately, I won't get to see the show live due to having to work. But I think Becky versus Lita is going to be an amazing, amazing matchup. I don't know how much time they'll get, but I really think it's going to be a good match. And I have Becky Lynch retaining. Excuse me. But I definitely feel like Lita will make it seem like she might pull off the win at least once or twice in this match. But I have Becky winning in what will be an amazing dream match. And then Roman Reigns versus Goldberg for the Universal title. You had to think this was coming. It was supposed to happen at WrestleMania in 2020. It didn't happen because COVID and because Roman pulled out because he was worried about COVID, respectfully so. So for Roman, so now that Roman's the champ, Goldberg wants a shot at that title. Goldberg, you gonna get your ass kicked, man. Roman is going to put your ass out. Bro, I hope to God we get Big E versus Goldberg in Goldberg's retirement match at WrestleMania, but there might not be a lot of Goldberg left for Big E to deal with after Roman's done with him, because Roman's going to put in the work to put Goldberg out of his misery. It's gonna be interesting, to say the least, but Roman with the win. So now we get to the actual Elimination Chamber matches. And I'm going to start with the men's one, because I want to spend more time talking about the women's one, because I've got some ideas for what you could do here and what would happen moving forward. So, for the men's Elimination Chamber match, you have Bobby Lashley defending his WWE title against Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, Matt Riddle, and AJ Styles. I'm going to say it right now. Riddle and Theory are not winning this match. Theory is way too soon for him to hold a title. Riddle, I could see it, but him having to overcome Lashley, Lesnar, Rollins, and Styles, ooh, that's tricky. And I'm not necessarily sure Riddle will win. I think what's going to happen is it's going to be Riddle and Orton are going to feud in the weeks leading up to WrestleMania, so that's something to keep an eye on. But I don't think Riddle wins the title here. I think he'll win the title at least once in his career. I just don't think it's going to be here. So realistically, this match is going to come down to Lashley, Lesnar, Rollins, and Styles. And if Theory and Riddle are the first two out, Lesnar goes out third, eliminated by Lashley. That's my bold prediction. Is Lesnar, he gets eliminated third. The reason being is that once Theory and Riddle are dealt with, Lashley's going to want Lesnar out as quick as possible. And to a point, I think Rollins will as well. Because Rollins knows that Lesnar is going after Roman. Maybe, now you could very easily have the champion and Lashley pin Lesnar to eliminate him, but why not have Seth Rollins pin Lesnar to eliminate him? And then maybe Rollins comes out, he'll probably be on Raw on Monday, but what if he comes out on SmackDown next week and says, I pinned Lesnar, come on, I definitely feel like Rollins will end up getting added to Lesnar versus Roman at WrestleMania. Because it's really Rollins is the only other guy there that can challenge, that can realistically beat Roman, and I think he'll get it done. I really hope that's what they go with. So with Lesnar out, that leaves you with Lashley, Rollins, and Styles. And, well, I don't think Lashley will retain because I'm just not sure. I just don't know if that's what you want to go with. I mean, WWE reportedly doesn't know what they want to do with the WWE title right now. Maybe you leave it on Lashley, but who would you have him face after that? Because Big E got moved back to SmackDown, so there's not a lot you can do there. Rollins is not going to win because again, he'll probably end up getting involved in Roman versus Lesnar at WrestleMania, which leaves one person left, AJ Styles. I absolutely believe AJ Styles should win the title here. And the reason being is AJ versus Edge for the WWE title at WrestleMania. That's what I want. That is what I think a lot. People already want Edge versus Styles, and reportedly it has been pitched. Why not have it be for the WWE title? Because this might be the last time Edge challenges for either the WWE or Universal title. Universal being when he challenged for it at WrestleMania against Brian Danielson and Roman, and then Money in the Bank against Roman, last year. So this might be Edge's last chance at a WWE title before his career is officially done. And him and Styles is a dream match that a lot of people have wanted to see, and I know they want to do it. So, please, AJ Styles wins in the Elimination Chamber, which would make his elimination in the Royal Rumble by Madcap Moss look really fucking stupid. Especially because Styles didn't get to the Final Four. But have Styles win the match. Edge comes out on Raw, challenges him. Edge, Styles, WWE title on the line at WrestleMania. Book it. Book it, please. So now that brings us to the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Piper Niven, Nikki A.S.H., and the returning Alexa Bliss. And god damn it, I hate that I have to work during the show because damn it, I want to see Alexa Bliss's return live. Motherfucker! Time zones are a bitch. Anyway, so this is a big match. Because this is, of course, for a title shot against Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. Now, before Alexa was announced as the sixth person to be part of the match, I firmly believed, and a lot of people firmly believed, that Bianca Belair would be the winner. And it makes sense. Bianca versus Becky at WrestleMania. Bianca gets her revenge for SummerSlam and all that other stuff. However, because Alexa is now in this match, you have all this build-up from her vignettes since her return was announced. You cannot bring her back for this match and have her lose. Now, arguably, you could, but it has to be in a creative way that tells us who Alexa wants to go after, or more importantly, who wants to invoke Alexa's wrath first, and potentially, and then, for going towards WrestleMania. And I think when you look at the vignettes, especially from last night, what the therapist did is he didn't cure Alexa, technically speaking. What he did was he helped her to kind of move more towards being herself, but Lily's still there. And with Lily, it's if you fuck with Lily, Alexa snaps like Thanos. Except you don't get erased out of existence. Or maybe you do. I don't know. Firefly Funhouse stuff. Why not? But if you fuck with Lily, you fuck with Alexa. If you fuck with Alexa, you fuck with Alexa. Just point blank. There's no way in hell Piper or Nikki are gonna win this. So I think kind of like with Theory and Riddle, I think they would be the first two out. I hate to do this to Liv because she's one of my favorites, but I think she goes out third. Probably eliminated by either Rhea or Bianca. So then that leaves you with Rhea, Bianca, and Alexa. Now, in this situation, you could have Rhea, who looked extremely strong during the Gauntlet match. You could have Rhea take Alexa out, and then have it set up down the road for Rhea versus Alexa at WrestleMania, and with Nikki joining Alexa, because look at Nikki right now. She's acting like she's still the hero when it's kind of like Bayley in a sense where it's like she's this delusional kind of heel where it's like in a way where she doesn't acknowledge the fact that she is a heel. She's acting like she's not. Like she's still, the good person, but her actions say otherwise. You could do that and have Alexa go to Nikki and say, and be like, well, Rhea turned on, Nikki technically turned on Rhea, but Rhea has been beating Nikki lately. So why not, so that maybe Alexa can help Nikki get her revenge or whatever, or something like that. But I think the more plausible option is, because, again, it has to, if you're going to have Alexa lose, it has to be a creative way of doing it. I think the most viable option out of the six here that Alexa could face going into WrestleMania would probably be Rhea. If it's not, unless they decide to have Rhea come out of nowhere and win, and then maybe you get Alexa and Bianca at WrestleMania, which I would not be mad about, Royal Rumble 2020, they kicked it off. They went a long time in that match, fought each other for most of it. I would not mind seeing that. If you guys decide to have Rhea win or Liv win, and book Bianca and Alexa for WrestleMania, I would not be mad about that in the slightest. However, there's another idea that I have, and aside from Bianca winning, because Bianca winning is the obvious option, but now that Alexa's here, it's not so obvious. Here's my pitch: Alexa and Bianca are the final two in the Royal Rumble, are the final two in the Elimination Chamber. Now let's say all 6 wrestlers are in the ring, or the other 5 are in the ring when Bianca comes out last because she won that the right to do so, and then that's when the eliminations start happening. Nikki gets taken out, Piper gets taken out, Liv gets taken out, then Bianca takes Rhea out. After Rhea gets eliminated, Bianca and Alexa square up, and we know what they can do against each other because we've seen that before. They go at it for a bit, and then Becky comes out. Now, she can't get into the chamber itself, but have Becky come out and have her be out on the outside and distract Bianca. While Bianca's back is turned, Alexa gets up on top of one of the pods, and then Bianca turns around, gets hit with a Twisted Bliss, pinned, 1, 2, 3. Alexa wins the Elimination Chamber match, the first 2-time women's Elimination Chamber match winner, because she won the very first. And Alexa goes on to face Becky at WrestleMania. Monday night on Raw, say Alexa's in the ring with Becky, promo, all that stuff. Bianca comes out, and she is fuming at Becky for costing her at Elimination Chamber, saying that she just is the one that should be facing Becky at WrestleMania. She wants her revenge for SummerSlam, all this other stuff. And then as soon as Bianca gets in the ring and is going after Becky on the mic, Bayley's music hits. Okay? Bayley comes back, and which means she gets moved from SmackDown to Raw, and essentially the first thing Bayley says when she comes out is she looks at Bianca and says, "Remember me?" Because remember, Bianca, when she was holding the SmackDown Women's title, was supposed to face Bayley at Money in the Bank in an I Quit match for the title, which never happened because Bayley had the freak ACL injury. And that set off a domino effect where Sasha would eventually come back, and then Sasha was supposed to face Bianca at SummerSlam, which didn't happen, and then Carmella came out, and then Becky came back, and yada, yada, yada. Let them have the I Quit match at WrestleMania. Here's why. Bayley wins. Bianca goes away for a while. At the same time, and this is where the little snafu comes into play, is if you want to do this, do you have Alexa beat Becky at WrestleMania? Now, there's plenty of time between SummerSlam. Now, there's plenty of time between WrestleMania and SummerSlam. Obviously, and you have Money in the Bank in there. My idea would be Bianca goes away for a while due to the I Quit match with Bayley. Maybe Alexa wins the title from Becky at WrestleMania. Now, the end game for Alexa is that she's going to get back at Charlotte eventually. So, Alexa's not going to hold the title for forever. I think when we get to Money in the Bank, it would probably be something like Becky versus Alexa, or maybe Bayley versus Becky versus Alexa, something like that. Becky wins her title back, and then Bianca shows up in the Money in the Bank ladder match, wins the briefcase, and cashes in and decides to announce that she's going to cash in on Becky at SummerSlam. It's one of those. We don't see that all that often where you have a match where you have a cash-in that's announced ahead of time. But this would be the perfect opportunity to do it because we already know that Bianca's going to want to get back at Becky at some point. So why not have Bianca win Money in the Bank, cash in on Becky at SummerSlam in a pre-announced match, kind of like RVD against John Cena, at ECW One Night Stand 2006. The second one, that is. The second One Night Stand, that is. And have it be at SummerSlam, a year removed from when this feud started. Now that's some long-term booking right there. And it would be perfect, in my opinion. So, in that case, I'm going to go with that. I'm going with that idea. I'm going to go with it. Now, would I be surprised if Bianca wins? Absolutely not. I honestly think that's probably what they're going to go with. And then they'll just have to find a creative way to work Alexa out. But if they go with Alexa winning, that's what I think will happen is Alexa wins, Bianca comes out on Monday and just pissed at Becky. Bayley comes back. They get the I Quit match that was supposed to happen at Money in the Bank last year. Bayley wins. Bianca goes away for a while. Alexa wins the title from Becky. And then at Money in the Bank, Becky gets the title back. Bianca wins Money in the Bank. And then Bianca cashes. And then Bianca announces that she's going to cash in at SummerSlam and wins the title back then. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.